All right, on the injury front, really, there's not much to mention. Austin Howard has a little knee inflammation, but that was about it as of today. So, compliments to the Browns. Pat's done an impressive job with the limited amount of time that he's had to get that group together. So, hands off to him and Eckert and Coach Holmgren. So they're very impressed with what they've had to do and put together. I thought our guys played a little bit better this week. Plenty of things to work on, but it was a better performance. We still got to clean up some things on both sides of the ball. I thought the defense was flying around. I thought the corners challenged the ball when the ball was in the air, and up making some nice plays. I thought the defensive line was able to get some pressure. I thought the linebackers played a pretty good game, and then we played a lot of them in different spots. And I thought, from what I could see, that they did a nice job. And then offensively, I thought we started slow, but it started picking up as we went. We started off in a no huddle and wanted to work on that a little bit. And got a little bit different terminology that we're using there against a team that really knows all our old calls. So we changed some things up and probably tricked ourselves just a little bit. We got to, but it was good to work on. It's something we needed to work on. And, it was good. So, and then special teams, I thought the kicker kicked well and punter well.
Was the different terminology and so forth the reason why the offensive line looked a little confused a couple of times?
Well, listen, it was a combination of things there. That wasn't necessarily the terminology. There was a little confusion in a lot of areas there.
Could you enlighten us a little bit on what maybe some of those problems were in the offensive line early on?
Well, it was a combination of things. It was a combination of the setup point by the quarterback and a combination of the blocking scheme up front. So, anyways, that's about as detailed as I can get for you.
Are you still pretty confident though that you get the right side of the line before we get it right September 11th?
I do. Yeah, I feel good about that.
What's the plan at center moving forward? Is Jamal going to go back at once?
You know, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at the tape and just see how, before I make any decision on anybody, just see how they did. But yeah, I thought Kelsey did a nice job for the time he was in there. I thought Jamal did a nice job for the time he was in there, and actually McGlenn got some snaps in there, and I thought he did a fairly nice job just from what I could see. But let me take a peek at the tape and a better idea.
Does it seem like King Dunlap has taken a step forward at right tackle for how much he's played?
Yeah, I thought he did a decent job. There was a little bit of confusion between he and the right guard on one of the plays, on one of the protections. But it looked like they were trying to communicate it, and it didn't quite work out the way it was supposed to. But that was one of, I thought they did a pretty good job with the other ones.
Eddie, what'd you see out of Matthews that would be anything different from last week?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it looked like he made some plays. But again, those inside linebackers, you got to look at the tape. So I'll go back and do that. But it looked like he did a good job of getting everybody lined up. And he's a pretty smart kid. So the important thing with these young guys, Kelsey and him and Roll, and just that we give them time to grow a little bit. So each week, as long as they're getting better, that's the important thing.
Speaking of Roll, you had him playing a lot more in the nickel. So now, what has he done to kind of gain your trust there?
Well, he's a good little player, so we like him. He's a smart kid, and he's got great speed, quickness, awareness. He's a good football player. So we give him a shot in there. And I think again, it's hard to see when they're inside exactly how they're doing as a whole, but he did a decent job.
You didn't play a lot of Roselio tonight. You did play a lot of Brandon Hughes.
just kind of a sign of his progression, or are you?
Well, we were trying to get a look. We're in this evaluation process, and I know what Jose can do. Jose's a good football player, so I mean, he's played for me for a number of years, and it's a little bit like Jamal. I know what Jamal can do, so I've got to see what else I've got, and make sure that we give him enough reps to show. And in particular in the secondary, that's a hard thing. You need quite a few reps to get a decent feel for it. It's not like if you're on the offensive line there, it's every snap, so that you get to evaluate. And then in the secondary, particularly at the corner spot, be a little tough at times. You need more reps than just what they've had.
Andy, I saw you wished Mike Patterson luck before the game started. Did you look at him in a different, special kind of way just to see how he started and played?
Well, I was happy for him, is really what I was. I know he was excited to get back out there. He's been through a lot, and he had about 13 snaps, 14 snaps, and that's about where we wanted it. It looked like he could have kept going. He felt good, but I just don't want to give him too much too soon. Let him get back out of the swing here. So he's got a couple more weeks before we start. That's a good thing. And he came out feeling good. But I was happy. You know, the main thing was I was happy for him that he was able to get back out there.
There hasn't been a whole lot of Vic to show on deep yet. I mean, does that concern you at all, or is it just preseason to you?
Well, yeah, I'm not that concerned about that. We might not do that this year very much.
Yeah.
What did you think of Vic's play overall? You know, he seemed like he went through his progressions, found running backs underneath and all that.
He did. They were playing a lot of man coverage, so that was we were able to use some of our crossing routes, which we needed to work on. We hadn't done that much in the preseason here, so we were able to work on that. And I thought he was effective with the ball placement on those. Are very important. Give the running back or receiver an opportunity to run, and I thought he did well with that.
Andy, how ridiculous is it that if you challenge because you don't know the rules, not only do you get penalized 15 yards, but now they don't review it to make sure the play gets right?
Yeah, well, I blew that one. Well, no, the tough thing is, this is the tough thing with that, is they've got a little buzzer on them, the referee does. And so that kicker's getting ready to kick that ball, and you're holding on. You're hoping that they know the rule as well as you don't know the rule. So.
What were your impressions of Jared Page?
I shouldn't have thrown it. That was my fault. But listen, it's when you see somebody step out of bounds, you expect the thing to happen like right now. That's how I expect it. And you're sitting there waiting and waiting. So it's a new rule. We're learning with it. And I should have just held on to the flag and rushed it down.
How much of the confusion on the offensive line that you mentioned do you think would you attribute to having two rookies that are learning tonight?
I didn't think there was a lot of confusion on the offensive line. I thought, I could name, two plays. So I don't know. One was with the right side, and one was just with the quarterback's line work. So other than that, I thought they did a pretty good job.
Andy, what was your initial impressions of Jared Page to look at the tape?
I thought I didn't see anything that jumped out that he didn't do well. Where I thought it was a critical error. He got turned around on the one, but he ended up making the play on the little. Did a nice job making the play on the tight end. So, again, I didn't see anything that jumps out at me that was a negative there.
Is Landry done enough, Coach, to show you that he's got a chance to make the football team?
Tell you, he's a good football player. He is. Now that's stiff competition inside there. So, but to say that he can't, we know he can play in this league. He started 16 games for Carolina, so we know he can do that. But we'll just have to see. He sure is battling like crazy and making plays, and he's relentless.
Where's Trevor Lawson at this point? It seems like the injury wasn't his last. Had him out this long, but now he hasn't played in any games yet.
Well, that injury is a 3 to 5 week deal, and that's what it is, and it's a tough one. And he came back and he practiced, and he could still feel it. He worked out again today, and it wasn't that he didn't want to get out there, but he's sitting right at about 3 weeks. So he's right in that area there, and And, yeah, I think he's close.
If it's 5 weeks, has he shown you enough in the past to warrant a spot on this team?
Well, there's competition in there, you know, that's, he's in the mix for the competition. We'll have to evaluate that. You know, we don't have to do that today. So, we're gonna continue to evaluate.
Andy, what is your interest in bringing in Lofa Tutupu for a workout, perhaps physical, and maybe signing him?
I'm not there. We look at all the guys, but I haven't done anything there. I haven't had contact with them.
Andy, with Mike Patterson, any part of you that's nervous to put him out on the field, kind of his first time back?
You know, I really wasn't. I wasn't nervous. I was probably more happy for him that he at least had an opportunity to get back out there. I didn't want to, remember, he's been out for 18 to 20 days here, so I wanted to ease him back in. And that's what I wanted to do. But I wasn't as worried about the seizure part of it. I think he's had good advice from the experts.
Okay.